In this video, I'm going to explain to you the purpose of this section component. I think I will do my best job of explaining this section component by showing you a real example. So I'm going to quickly copy paste one of the frames layout components. And as you can see, this is just a simple hero section. If I will remove this hero section to something like a section component, this is the same thing if you input a section component in your Figma design file. So as you can see, we have this sort of outer wrapper here. So this is the section component itself. It comes predefined with some ACSS tokens such as the horizontal padding and the vertical padding. It also comes with some gap element between the inner containers elements, but in the example of this hero section, we don't have any gap between the inner container elements. But I will show you what I mean in just a minute. And so then there you can see we have this inner container where the content of our website lives in. This is a fixed width. In this example, it's 1280 pixels. And it also comes predefined with this content width value, some inner padding, and some inner gap between the elements. So that's why the section component exists. When you copy paste the section component, it already comes with the ACSS tokens predefined, such as the horizontal padding, vertical padding. It has this inner container set to the content width, and it also has this background overlay element, which allows you to apply some transparency colors if you decide to set any image as a background image to this section component. So I'm going to delete this hero section and I will get back to our section component. This is the playground and this is a component instance, as you can see here in this Figma structure pane. I'm going to open up the Token Studio plugin and let's have a look what tokens are applied by default to the section component. I'm going to the Inspect tab, and as you can see, the outer wrapper has these tokens applied. So website width, we have some vertical padding on top and the bottom, we have the horizontal padding on right and on the left, and we also have a gap between the actual inner containers. If we deep inspect, which is going to inspect the inner container element, you will also see some other tokens. But to be more clear, I'm just going to press enter, which is going to select inner container and the background overlay color, but we don't need the background overlay color, so I'm just going to press tab on my keyboard. And as you can see right now, we are located in this inner container element. I'm going back again to Token Studio plugin, and as you can see, we have these two tokens applied, which is the content width and the content gap. Now, if we select section component, I'm going to drag it somewhere over here. You can see that we can choose between the desktop and a mobile variation. Now the mobile variation comes predefined with the ACSS tokens related to mobile screen. So as you can see, the section gather or the horizontal padding in the section is much narrower, as well as the vertical padding value are much smaller than on desktop variation. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you how you can use a section component in your Figma design file. So let's just say that I'm ready to move on with wireframing and I want to build my own custom section. What I can do is go to the wireframe page in Figma, and in the assets panel on top here, I can search for a section component. As I can see, it's the first thing in the list. I can just drag and drop it into my Figma design canvas. We'll zoom out and let's position it somewhere over here. Perfect. So right now, since this section is a component instance, you will discover that you cannot put anything in the component instance in Figma. First, what you have to do is to detach the instance, and then you can freely change it however you like. So I'm going to hide the page list again, and now I have two options. First, I can right click the component instance, and then you'll see this detach instance option here. Or what I would like you to do is to remember this shortcut, Option plus Command plus B. It will be something different on Windows, of course. but it will show you the shortcut here. I would like you to remember this shortcut as you will use this a lot. So I'm going to use the shortcut Option Command plus B, and as you can see, it no longer has this purple color. It's no longer a component instance. Alright, so I will do all of this again. I will remove this section component. Let's go to the Assets panel. I'm going to drag the section component and I will press Option Command B. And just like that, I have my section component ready. It's an equivalent of if you are in the Bricks Builder, you decide to input a section component, it already comes predefined with all of the, padding values, the inner container width, and etc, etc. It's the same thing. And right now I can start building. I can adjust this however I want in terms of design or in terms of layout as well. So if I decide, I can duplicate this inner container as well. And now I have a section with 2 inner containers. And so as you can see, having a pre-made component like this saves you a lot of time because you don't have to do things manually. And so that's how you're supposed to use a section component.